When people move to Cleveland, the first few weeks usually feel pretty good. Everything's new. The city feels manageable. Traffic doesn't seem bad. Housing feels affordable compared to where they came from. So there's this sense of relief that the move is finally behind them and that Cleveland might actually work. That's the honeymoon phase. And Cleveland is very good during that window. But what determines whether someone really settles here has almost nothing to do with those first impressions. It shows up later, once routine replaces the novelty of something new, and then life starts moving at its normal pace again. That's when Cleveland starts telling the truth. The first thing people notice is the weather rhythm. Not the snowstorms everyone worries about, but the length of winter itself. You have gray stretches, short days. Cold just lingers instead of arriving and then leaving really quickly. You don't notice that much at first when you're busy, but once school, work, your errands, your commutes start to settle in, the weather becomes part of the daily equation. Some people adapt really easily. Others realize they need more stimulation than Cleveland naturally offers during those months. Your commute, that reality shows up next. Cleveland does not have crushing traffic, but it does have distance. The city is very spread out. Suburbs feel really close on a map, but they feel really far in real life. So a drive that felt reasonable during a visit can feel heavier when you're doing it 5 days a week in the winter. So people start recalibrating what convenient actually means to them. Then there's the quiet versus energy trade-off. So Cleveland is not loud by default. It doesn't constantly ask for your attention. And that's a feature for some people and a problem for other people. So after the honeymoon phase, people start noticing how much they rely on routine instead of this buzz. Your evenings are going to get quieter. Your weekends get simpler. And the city does not push you towards stimulation. You have to choose stimulation very intentionally. And this is where the split happens. People who settle well in Cleveland usually don't describe it as exciting. They describe it as steady, predictable in a very good way. They like that their days feel manageable, that life's not constantly demanding something from them. Cleveland gives you space to live without performance. But people who struggle often struggle quietly. They don't hate Cleveland. They just feel understimulated, slightly disconnected. They miss a sense of momentum that Cleveland does not manufacture for you. And because nothing is technically wrong, they often assume the problem is internal rather than environmental. And that's the core truth most people don't realize before moving here. Cleveland rewards steadiness over stimulation. It really favors people who want a rhythm more than a novelty. The people who are comfortable building meaning through routine instead of constant movement. And that doesn't mean it lacks culture, it doesn't mean it lacks personality. It just doesn't broadcast it loudly every day. Once the honeymoon phase fades, Cleveland stops trying to impress you. It just lets you live. For the people who stay, that becomes the appeal. For the people who leave, it's usually because they wanted the city to do more work for them than it does by design. So understanding that difference early matters. Because where you choose to live inside Cleveland can either amplify that steadiness or it's going to make the adjustment harder than it needs to be. So some areas align naturally with the way Cleveland operates day to day. Others really fight against it. That's why over time, people here tend to concentrate in the same pockets, not because they're trendy, but because they make daily life easier. And once you understand that, a lot of Cleveland really starts to make sense.